Okay, so I'm playing Tier 10 Tank Destroyer, the T110E3. You don't really see too many of these out because a lot of people favor the T110E4 because it has a partially rotating turret. Personally, I find the lack of a turret not that huge of a deal, although you do get flanked sometimes and you can't turn enough to shoot them, and then they basically have free reign at your sides and rear. But I still enjoy the higher armor it has, since you'll basically bounce anything off the upper section, even the commander's hatch. The lower section's pretty well protected too, even though if you wiggle a little bit back and forth, you will get a few bounces off of it. You mainly just want to be aware of Tier 9 tanks with the top guns and Tier 10 tanks, since they can go through the lower part pretty easily. Unlike the T95, the E3 is a lot faster, even though it's not exactly quick by any means. Players who went through T95 will think this thing is a speed demon. Unlike a lot of people to play tank destroyers, I play a little bit more aggressively, since you have the biggest gun and really high DPM. You might as well be out there to use it. Sniping is good and all, but it relies on your team to spot the enemy, and the enemy to actually drive in front of you. I find pushing out to the front and abusing the high armor and great gun on this to be the best. Sure, you're going to get flanked a few matches, but generally, you'll be okay. I like to lead pushes in this since I have a better chance of bouncing shells. Penetration's enough that it's basically point and shoot. Hopefully they're able to kill him. Yeah, they got him good. Yeah, the penetration, I usually just stick with the standard shell. I do carry 6 premium rounds because if you get face hugged, especially by E100, like he's right up here, if you get face hugged by him, it's really difficult due to the shortness of this tank and the height of E100s to go through their upper plate, and it doesn't help if you miss either. It's really hard to go through their upper plate if he's face hugging you and also his turret. You can go through it, but I prefer not to bounce, so that's why I carry premium rounds. That's basically the only situation I use them, if I get face hugged like that, or I basically have a really low chance of penetrating. Did not mean to hit his track there. As you can see, doing track shots like that on the corner of the tank facing you, you do get some 0 damage hits. Come on low. But if you shoot a little bit behind that frontal wheel, you have pretty good chance of tracking them and also doing damage, which is one of my favorite spots to shoot people, since there's nothing like not only damaging them, but also tracking them at the same time. It's getting a little bit hard to play and talk at the same time. Can I hit that tank? Yeah, he's in a pretty nifty spot. Okay. You gonna come at me?
We fixed the track. Let's roll. We're immobilized.
I don't think he knows where to shoot me to pen me.
Track's up. Let's go.
they still have artillery. Screw that, I'm just gonna go after them. You still want to keep some distance between you and a tank if you're approaching them, since they can just dart around you. Hopefully he does not have a repair kit.
The track is damaged.
He's gonna try to run out in front of me now. Too late.
We've lost the track.
Who is hitting me now from there?
Let's roll.
Yeah, that was Artie before he died. It's pretty much as you can see here, he was having trouble penning me. Can't really pen the cheeks of the turret in the E3 unless if it's a tier 10 shooting premium rounds, which there's a low chance that it can go through. The main weak spot's the lower glacis, and right on the edge near the tracks there's actually a very small piece that is under 100 millimeters thick that you can go through for lower tanks, but generally the bottom of the lower glacis is weak enough for tier 8 and up tanks to go through. So playing aggressively worked out. I got 3 kills, even though they weren't exactly the best kills. Got steel wall, top 3 for the base experience. Did 4,000 damage, which is actually a little bit low for the E3. I like to shoot for 5,000 in this since it's a tier 10 TD. And I held spot for 1,100 damage. And credit wise, made roughly 49,000 credits and roughly $29,000 pair bills. So with a premium count, you can turn a profit on this on decent matches like this.